everyone, welcome to my channel Prakya's Gurukul. In today's video, we will first learn the characteristics of chemical change and then we will discuss what is a chemical reaction and equation. So, let's begin. Please watch the video till the end. Before directly jumping into the main topic, let me briefly explain the types of various changes occurring around us in our day-to-day life. As we all know, changes can be of two types, physical and chemical. Let me put a few examples. Take a piece of paper and tear it or fold it. What kind of change is it? Obviously physical, right? Can you tell me why? Because we can easily get back the same paper by joining the piece of paper or by unfolding it. Now, if I burn the same paper, what will happen? Correct, it will be converted into ash. Can these ashes be converted into the original paper again? Absolutely not, isn't it? So, what kind of a change is it? Yes, it is a chemical change. Similarly, freezing of water into ice and boiling of water into water vapor is a physical change. On the other hand, boiling of egg is an example of a chemical change. I am sure till now you have understood the difference between physical change and chemical change. Let's summarize it like this. In a chemical change, completely new substances are formed which cannot be converted back into the original substances. So, it is irreversible. On the other hand, in physical change, no new substances is formed and therefore it is easily reversible. Now we will proceed to the characteristics of chemical change. Number 1. Change in color. Have you ever noticed an iron object left exposed in air for a long time? What change do you observe? A reddish brown layer, which we call rust, appears on its surface, right? You know why? Because iron reacts with water and oxygen in the atmosphere to form rust. This brings the change of the silver color of iron into brown. So, this is a chemical change. Number 2. Change in physical state. We all know that when hydrogen gas is burnt in presence of oxygen gas, water is formed. Here, both hydrogen and oxygen are in gaseous state, but the water formed is in the liquid state, right? Again, the water possesses none of the properties of either hydrogen or oxygen. For example, oxygen helps in lighting the fire, but water is a fire extinguisher. It means a completely new substance is formed here. So, it is also a chemical change. Number 3. Evolution of gas. If a dilute sulfuric acid solution is added to a few zinc granules, you will observe the evolution of a colorless, odorless gas. This gas, when is burnt, produces pop sound, which proves that the gas evolved is hydrogen. Now, my question is, how does it happen? Yes, you guessed it right. When sulfuric acid solution is added to zinc, a chemical change instantly takes place which leads to the evolution of hydrogen gas. Number 4. Formation of precipitate. Now, what is a precipitate? Correct, it is the insoluble solid present in the solution that settles down at the bottom of the container. Let us take an interesting example. If potassium iodide solution is slowly added to lead nitrate solution, a yellow precipitate is formed. Here, two new substances are formed. Number 1, potassium nitrate and number 2, lead iodide. The lead iodide is insoluble in water and hence it is precipitated out. Another interesting fact here is that both potassium iodide and lead nitrate solutions are colorless, but one of the resultants is yellow in color. The last characteristic is change in temperature. During chemical change, heat can either be evolved or absorbed that results in the change in temperature. For example, if we take a container with some amount of water and quicklime is added to it, we will observe that the container becomes hot. Can you guess why? Yes, this is because it is in this chemical change, slaked lime is formed along with the evolution of heat. I am sure now you will be able to easily figure out which one is a chemical change and which one is physical. Now we will learn what is a chemical reaction. It is nothing but the representation of a chemical change. Here we need to mention two terms. Number one, reactants. These are the reacting species which take part in the reaction to form new substances. Number two, products. The new species which are formed as a result of the reaction. For example, hydrogen reacts with nitrogen gas to form ammonia. Here, hydrogen and nitrogen are the reacting species, so these are called reactants, and the new product, new substance that is formed is ammonia, so the product will be ammonia. Now comes the most important topic, chemical equation. It is the representation of a chemical reaction that links both the reactants and the products together. But what is the format of writing a chemical equation? The reactants are written on the left-hand side with positive sign between them, and the products are written on the right-hand side with positive sign between them. An arrow mark is given so as to separate the reactants and the products. The direction of the arrowhead points towards the product. Now comes types of chemical equation. It is of two types. Number one, word equation. The name itself suggests that the reactants and products are written as words. Let's take a chemical reaction. When magnesium ribbon is burnt in presence of oxygen, magnesium oxide is formed. Now, what are the reactants and products here? Correct. Magnesium and oxygen are the reactants and magnesium oxide is the product. So, the word equation will be magnesium plus oxygen, arrow mark, magnesium oxide. Number two, symbol equation. It is a brief representation of the chemical reaction in terms of symbols or formulae of the reactants and products. Let's say when lead nitrate and potassium iodide solutions are mixed together, potassium nitrate is formed along with the precipitation of lead iodide. Here, the reactants are lead nitrate and potassium iodide, and their formulae are PbNO3(2) and Ki respectively. The formula of the product potassium nitrate is KNO3 and lead iodide is PbI2. So, the symbol equation for this reaction will be PbNO3(2) plus Ki arrow mark PbI2 plus KNO3. One last question. Which one of the above mentioned way is more convenient for representing a chemical reaction and why? Please write the answer in the comment section below. Thank you for watching.